Welcome to Creators Blueprint.
Welcome to Creators Blueprint. I'm here joined by Oscar dot Oscar dot design. I fucked up already.
Yeah,
I am Dennis. How are you, Oscar?
I'm good. My name is Oscar. Anyways, so welcome to our 8th episode of Creators Blueprint. First, I would like to touch on the topic we talked on last week in regards to Zion. It came to my attention that he didn't blow out his Nike shoe in the Kyrie shoes. It was actually the Paul George 2.5 player exclusive version of the shoes in which he blew through them. So just wanted to make that clear in case you were using that information and then probably looked stupid if you said that. But anyways, just wanted to clear that up.
How's your day?
Anyways,
How's your week?
Week so far is good, great, pretty easy week with my work and stuff like that. Not rushing, which is always good. How about you?
I don't know. I've been having ideas of what to do with my life. I don't know. I have stuff like that I want to work on, but I'm gonna reveal that as time goes on. But yeah, I'm want to focus more on the keep pushing the podcast forward. Keep pushing my career forward. Working, and trying to be the young entrepreneur that I'm trying to be, the young designer to help all designers. Anywho, what do we have on schedule for today?
Today we tried to look at topics to talk about, and one of the things that we couldn't find many subjects to talk about, so we decided to kind of analyze and talk about Dieter Rams and his principles of design, 10 of them. So
We're gonna do that right now.
Yeah.
That's the first topic.
So I can begin by talking about, I guess, who Dieter Rams is. He's kind of in Dutch design school. He was talked about so much as the god for design or something like that.
He was
father.
Yeah, as soon as we went into we started school, there was huge poster that stated all his 10 principles of design, and those 10 principles of design are highly respected. And he was a German designer that started up the company Braun, and they have very iconic design products that have sold well over the years. And he was a staple to the design community with all the minimalistic work done, inspired the minimal the minimal aspect of design, which is like Apple, the iPhones, the iPods. Also, that movement caused logos to lose their gradient. It started this whole modern era of less is more.
Basically.
So this designer, he's known for his 10 principles of design, and we're gonna question that today. Is it worth it? I mean, not is it worth it? Is it outdated? Do we keep on designing with the 10 principles of design, or should we look into something else?
And is it even needed, all those 10 principles, So we'll talk about those now. So
the here are the
we'll go one by one.
Go one by one.
Yeah, let's hit the I don't know what list you're looking at, but we'll hit
all right,
one
so
first. So go ahead.
The first one, good design is innovative.
Good design is innovative. So I would agree with that. Good design is kind of pushing the boundaries, not staying closed in the box of what they had. I guess kind of how Apple does their things, I mean, if you compared the iPhone before, phones before the iPhone, mainly were I guess flip phones,
the Blackberries,
razors,
sidekicks.
I said razors. You said Blackberries. Well, in that sense, you see how they kind of had that little bubble of how they looked. They either had they flipped, or they were
They look
a
like
mini
little.
tablet.
They
Yeah.
look like little alien spaceships.
Yeah, and then they had their keyboards on the front and stuff like
They
that.
had so much design to them. I remember before the iPhone there was what was it? I wanted a phone called the HTC Diamond where it had like the whole back was like shaped as a diamond, had like an engraving,
Mm-hmm.
and it like the cool details like that you really don't see that often anymore. It's
Yeah.
just a glass back or a metallic back nowadays.
Mm-hmm. But basically, yeah, they innovated by removing all those buttons that the traditional phone or cell phone had at the time, and they made it just one screen. And the one screen actually had more buttons than the typical phone because it was able to go through multiple, like show you multiple interfaces, and that was very innovative of them. So in that sense, is good design like his first principle? Good design is innovative. So I would agree with that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We
It
should
has to
keep them,
be. I
but
mean, yeah.
but it seems like nowadays, like I don't know, I feel like it's reached, like I feel like iPhones have reached. I mean,
Peak.
phones it's reached its peak. Like it can't do anymore, other than if like eventually do holograms or stuff like that. But now I really can't. It's kind of near science fiction to where like it's gonna lead on to next. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, I know that iPhone is coming out with their next phone is not gonna be like a total new phone. It's just gonna be like an update to their camera. It's gonna have like three type of thing. It's gonna go across the back of your camera rather than vertical.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be horizontal. So and that's just mainly to tackle the photography and improve that side of it. But it's not
It's nothing new.
innovative as a whole. It's just innovating, I guess, the camera section of the phone. Um,
Well, yeah, that kind of sucks. That like for laptops too. I feel like there's nothing other than like stepping into the science fiction world with like holograms and stuff like that. But then again, I don't really see that sticking to people like how when they first came out with 3D movies in the movie theaters, that market has been going down and declining throughout the years. Like when it first came out, I was like, "Wow, it's 3D. It's like right in front of your face." But like, really, like, who really would really want like a hologram?
and at times, I guess for movies, I feel like the 3D kind of ruins. For me at least, some movies
The
it just doesn't
resolution.
fit. Yeah, and it doesn't. It's not as enjoyable. I rather have like good picture and just great sound as a whole, and then that would be enough for me, in that sense.
And like innovation would also come with like watches, like touchscreen foldables, like go over your arm. That would be, I mean that'd be cool, but who would really want that?
Mm-hmm.
Like at this point, tablets. I feel like it's the best it gets. Bigger phone. You know what's crazy? Remember when like phones were getting smaller and smaller and smaller? Like
Yeah.
it went from BlackBerry, and then like an HTC Aria came out, and that shit was like 5 inches, 4 inches. It was like really small. I had it, and like touchscreens were getting very small at that point. And then the iPhone came out, and out of nowhere, they started like commercializing bigger screens, watching TV and all that, and that's where like it kind of reversed the like smaller is better, and then they just started making screen resolutions more higher quality and all that. I find that very interesting. We just reverted back to having bigger and better
Yeah.
technology.
It's true. We just reset the trend, kind of.
Yeah.
All right. Second on his list is good design makes product useful.
Good design makes product useful.
So, kind of the meaning behind it is that expanding beyond the function of the product. Dieter says he touches on the role well designed. He touches that well designed products play in our identities, self perceptions, and the psychological natures of things. I totally don't understand that. Hold on.
What was it?
Yeah.
What was the principle?
Good design makes product useful.
I mean, if it's not useful, then why have it? you really need to have a product that actually like benefits the consumer. So if you buy a product that doesn't benefit you, that's just for aesthetics. And if you want to have it for aesthetics, that's fine. But if it's not, yeah, it has to be useful. And, I mean, he's 2 for 2 for now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then he goes into good design. Third principle, good design is aesthetic.
Aesthetics, of course, brother. Aesthetics really, I think, is a very important key role. But I do you feel like the whole minimalistic trend is like dying down at this point?
No.
You don't think so? Uh, Interesting. What do you think about that part 3 of the philosophy?
Part three.
Yeah, the one that you just named.
What do I think about it?
Aesthetics.
Obviously, it has to be pleasing to your eye. That's one of the the big reasons you buy stuff. It's because you like how it looks and stuff. And then apart from that, I guess follows what it does and if it is like his second principle useful to you. Um, so I would agree that yeah, good design has to look good in order for it to be a good design. Because if it doesn't, I guess it only depends if it's as good when you use it. You know what I mean? I guess it's like a given. Good designs obviously has to look good.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like a Lamborghini. You think it looks good, so you'll say it's like at least it fills one of those principles.
Yes. Yeah. I also feel like aesthetic, even though like you buy what you like. At the end of the day, as a designer, form has to follow function. So for the designers that are just starting, it would be best for you to design around the function of the product instead of designing the form first.
Yeah.
So that's very important.
All right. Fourth principle: good design makes a product understandable.
What does that mean?
So simple objects can explain everything with affordances, but more complex objects like smartphones require what Don calls signifiers to act as signals for how to operate something. Take Apple's slide to unlock feature on the iPhone. Combining the shadow in the background with the arrow and the little gray box, it affords sliding it through the shadow box so effectively. So basically, he's trying to say good design is self-explanatory in a way. It doesn't need. It should be easy for the consumer to understand and understand. Basically, they don't need to go through the hassle of like having a headache.
It's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Wow, I feel like it's not outdated at all. We do need these rules of design.
And I guess all these rules of design are something that, like, let's say you're designing one thing, it should have all of these 10 principles in that one design, right?
Yeah, of course.
So that's how it's seen.
I mean,
as.
I guess like you really don't think about it after a while because you take all these things into consideration, um, while you're designing, and it's actually like self-conscious. Like you just do it naturally instead of just trying to design something that looks really good, but you're not designing function. You're just designing form. The fifth one. Which one's the fifth one? Good design is honest.
No, for me it's different.
Good design is unobtrusive. What does that even mean? It says, take the Swiss Army knife, a classic, well-designed object. Have you used one recently? Not only are the tools so small that they lose their ability to function as the tool, the scissors are minuscule, but because of the design of the object, you're left with no choice but to carry every single tool around you. So Johnny Ive says, simplicity is not the absence of clutter. Simplicity is how essentially describing the purpose and place of an object and product. The Swiss Army knife is designed obtrusively. It's over designed. Your car's dashboard is usually obtrusive. It has too many things, and so we inevitably use virtually none of them. Wow, as designers, we suck at reading. But I think the gist of it's don't make it too confusing. Be honest to the consumer. That's what I got from it.
I get, and also he's going back to the minimalistic thing. Like, I think what it's trying to say is that your design should kind of be very narrowed to what it's supposed to do, and not have like, I guess, like the Swiss Army knife. Just have, it's pretty busy. You know, has a bunch of things on the side, and
But also, it's also saying that you have no choice but to carry it because it's so well crafted.
yeah, because it's attached to it and it's like one piece. So on this number 5, good design is unobtrusive. Uh, honestly, guys, I don't know what the hell that means. But
Go to the next one.
let's go to the next one. Good design is honest.
There we go.
So it says, when I buy an expensive, cheap things off Amazon, the product pages usually promise long lists of features which are shoehorned, and so the product can compete with more expensive brand name alternatives. So good design should be straightforward, tell you what it is. It shouldn't be, I guess, advertised as something that does more than it does, basically. You know, it shouldn't lie to its consumer and get the consumer to buy the product through that way. It should just be straightforward.
Yeah, that's very self-explanatory. Wow, his principles are like, spot on. Should we even question to not use them?
I mean, this is definitely something that you have to keep in mind when you're like producing anything, because I mean, it's holding up. Like number 7, good design is long lasting. In a sense, he's just saying that good design can withstand time and also trends. Like let's say the iPhone, for instance. Like, I guess it withstood time so far. You know, it's like it started the trend of like the full face, I guess the full what's it called? I guess glass screen, and now it still is going through it, and it's withstanding it, and nothing is beating it off, basically. You know, beating it off. I mean, got him. No, because some good designs, like they're cool at the time, but then the next thing comes out and then it's gone. So that design is not, I guess, long lasting, and it's not something that is appreciated. So I guess in his sense, it's not good design. But, you know?
I do know, but I don't know. I feel like
for example, Ferrari, Lamborghini. How long? Like, those came out a long time ago,
but
right?
they're long lasting because the value is expensive and people like put them in a pedestal because of price. Like, I was just thinking about cars. Like, cars
I guess
change
it's
styles.
materialistic.
Yeah, that's like like Ferraris and all those cars are very materialist for very materialistic people, and I feel like cars change styles. Like the trends for cars change the styles within like a decade. So is that good design since they go away from like the essence of their design every decade or so?
You're right. What about plastic water bottles?
Plastic water bottles. I mean,
That's good design, right?
is it, or is it just the cheapest way to make a plastic water bottle just to hold
It's the
plastic?
cheapest way, but it's still here. And there's been like,
But who would want to design another plastic water bottle?
but that's what I'm trying to say. Overall, it's just whoever chose to pick the plastic and put the water in a plastic, as like, I guess, combining the water with the material of a plastic and then ship it out. A bunch of companies do it. There's Dasani, Aquafina, like every Gatorade, like it became a thing, right? And it's still a thing. So it's a good design in a sense.
I don't think
It's long lasting. It's even if it's the cheapest form, like it's something that, is still being, I guess, it's a practice that's still being used. So it's good design.
well.
Good design confirmed.
The practice is not I mean, it's still being used because of the cost of money. It's like the cheapest way to like distribute the water. But other than that, they're not gonna like redesign a plastic bottle because there's no use to. I feel like water bottles is not good design.
But there's nothing better.
It's efficient,
But
but it's not good design.
it's no. I'm just going over that. It's long lasting. That's it. I'm not saying it's good design, but I mean,
But
his
he
seventh
says-
one does says good design is long lasting. So that's one of the principles. It might not be environmentally friendly and sustainable, eco friendly, and like, but it's long lasting.
But is it good design?
No, okay, so I guess it doesn't fit in this category. It shouldn't. It doesn't check.
I feel
out.
this
Right.
is one where you get to argue with, because like, all right, so cars could have good design, but like the trends switch over like 10 years. Does that make the like, and then let's say like, for example, let's say a Nissan Altima from 2008. Is it good design here if it reinvents itself within 15 years and it looks completely different?
No.
It's not good design?
It's only the original. So, for instance, like, wait, what car did you just say right now?
Nissan Altima.
You know the Toyota Supra?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that one is huge. I think that came out. I'm not gonna even quote it, but it came out in the 1990s, I think, right? And that's a car that's like loved by a lot of people, right? A new one just came out, or is about to come out. Maybe the 2021, I don't know.
But is it loved because of the components and like the stuff in it, or like the horsepower and all that,
I
or the
think it's
motors,
the horsepower and the way it started a trend of being like such a small
or the design itself?
kind of go-karty car.
But like also, I feel like people when it comes to cars, people are more in love with the inside, like how the car runs, than like the design itself. Is it still good design if people are more
It
focused
has
on the
to be
inside?
the look too. A part of it has to be the look. It can't just be like how fast it goes. I mean, that's personally what I think. Yeah, because many people, and also before you were saying that, oh, they only like the car because of how expensive it is. Like a lot of people collect cars, and they're not like millionaires and stuff like that.
Also with like shoes.
So
Like there's some expensive shoes, and is it good design if the trends switch over like within 5 years or a decade? Like 10 years ago, foam posits were like the thing. Like everybody wanted foam posits during like high school and all
but that
that.
was long, 4 years. That was all high school.
You think that's good design? How
At the time,
What is-
it was like I guess the trendiest thing to get, and then, like there was just like the same shoe in different colors. At the time, I mean, I like them? No, but other people did, and it was something that you saw a lot in high school.
how long do you think long lasting is, in your opinion?
I would say at least like a decade. A decade, either at least a decade, or at least it starts a trend. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Anyway.
Anyways,
next
move on to
topic.
the next one.
I'll read it because
You read it or I read it?
You're on the same page.
Number 8.
Yeah, Hacker Noon.
Yeah, I don't.
All right, so number 8, good design is thorough down to the last detail, meaning nothing is BS'd. It's everything is well thought out. Nothing is just put there to put it there.
And you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Me being in this design field, realized I was just thinking about this the other day, that being in this design field, I've designed multiple products and nothing's really thought down to the last detail. Everything's just rushed, and it's more about money than putting soul into a design.
I know what you're talking about, and that's true, because I guess where you worked, it was more of, producing a product as quick as possible and getting it out rather than trying to innovate, I don't know, like I guess you're designing like what could it be? Like something like that's like there's a lot of competitors for it. Like let's just say like a coffee maker. What does it do? It just makes coffee. You need like the top piece where you put the coffee beans in it and everything, and then that's it. You have to design it, make the form, make sure everything like aligns properly with the circuit board, and then
But yeah, I feel like there is products like the bigger companies. They have the advantage of using like expanding on their details and like microing
And they have
stuff.
time.
They have time,
and it's not like
they
rushed.
and they do these projects years in advance. But like 99% of the products that you buy are like I know for a fact are rushed within hours just to design.
Maybe a day.
Yeah, it's probably like
2 days.
like for example, this chair. They probably they had the concept of one day. They had a meeting about it, changed a few things, went back and redesigned it, and then like boom, out to China to produce it.
Pick like two materials that kind of were in the market, and boom, package it, ship it to China, get it back, sample, and then show it to a buyer. Boom, you want it? 10,000 orders, get it, lock it down, and boom, you're good.
And you're good for the summer.
And then
Like 99% of the products are like that. Like they don't focus on detail, and it's like, and it's a sad reality because when we're in school, we learn about details. You have to like make a product as comfortable to the consumer as possible, but
I guess
you know.
it comes down, I guess, to are you in the business to make money or in the business to innovate? Because I guess, industrial design firms, like, they do that type of job where, like, they get inquiries from places and they're like, hey, design me a sofa, design me, like, and it's, like, very straightforward. But then some other places want you to do something different and to have it well thought out and give you 3 months to do it. It's not like, hey, we want this. Can you, like, make us something in a week or, like, a couple of days? It more depends where you're at, I think. But is good design thorough down to the last detail? Yes, I would say, like, it should all be, like, well thought out and not just, like, BS'd through.
Everything is BS through. I like like even in my new job where like where we're designing certain products. I don't want to name it. I feel like I can't name it. But even though you would want to improve on certain parts of the product, the whole tariff situation doesn't allow the designer to like design stuff that caters to the consumer or to reinvent the details reinvent the details. Like you can't do that due to money. And it sucks. It really sucks. So, long story short, I like this one, but it's the sad reality is that we can't design to the very last detail and spend like days on like one detail.
Unless you got the funds.
Unless you got the funds.
And
And most
backing.
people don't have the funds. We need the funds. Okay, I'm done.
Next one, 9. Good design is environmentally friendly.
You know what grinds my gears?
What grinds your gears?
Nah, I don't know.
Come on,
yeah,
man.
It does have to be environmentally friendly, but
So this goes back to the water bottle, but
okay, let's talk about the water bottle.
it's not environmentally friendly. So it's good design in the fact that it's long lasting, but it's not good design because it's not environmentally friendly. It doesn't at least check out that point.
But it's not good design at all. A water bottle
You're
is
right.
not
You're
good
right. It's
design.
automatically not. But if we're basing it off that one principle, it's long lasting.
Is it long lasting because of the process being made or the design? Because
Just the way it's like still here. That's what I mean.
so it's the process made it a good design.
Yeah, but that's the design.
It's not even a good
designed.
design. Wait, what's this one? Environmentally friendly?
Using new product, using new like materials and all that shit. Like that's all part of the design.
But let's be real. Nothing is environmentally friendly.
Dun dun dun.
Nothing. Like, it's very different. And if you want to be environmentally friendly, the material cost is so much higher than the ones that are like so shitty. Cause I worked on brands where like the factories in China do have environmentally friendly materials, but it is like much like 50% higher than the cost is 50% higher than the 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 shitty materials, and it's not even sustainable. The environment's friendly.
It's worse.
It's
For the
worse.
environment. Yeah,
It's
because it's like the real thing. It's
like
not-
they break down easier. So, do you want something long lasting but shitty for the environment, or do you want something that's great for the environment but it's not long lasting?
like you want like fake leather Gucci belt, and that shit just chips after one day at the club.
Or do you
Or-
want real leather, straight from like I don't know, an ostrich?
Ostrich has,
I don't
has
know.
a cow.
Or a cow. So that would last you like 15 years. Which one would you want?
Me
Yes.
personally,
Yeah.
that's a good question. I probably, damn. I'm okay. Let's just say they're both $10, right? They're both priced the same. Just one is bad for the environment and one is good for the environment. And one lasts longer and one doesn't. I'm gonna have to lock my answer at I'll get the fake one.
You're a liar.
I know. I really thought it down. No, I know I would get the fake one only because I could. You know, you're right. Because then I was thinking, like, I'll spend $10. I get the fake one. It lasts me 3 weeks, and I want to wear it again. I have to spend $10 again.
You're a liar.
I might have to ball out and just get the $10 Gucci real leather belt. And it sucks because I would rather get something that's long lasting for me, but I guess it's not good for the environment. What would you pick? Since you're
All
here,
right.
like,
So a little fact or a little random fact that I know is I think I don't think I know 75% of plastics are not environmentally safe.
Mhm.
It's still around from like 70 years ago. No, ever made. In fact, ever made. So there's still those plastics are still around. But honestly, I would. I
anyways,
would
yeah,
I would buy the
Gucci with leather.
real leather.
It sucks because I was thinking about it. I wanted the fake one, the fake leather with the Gucci, on it. But then, if it lasts me like 2 weeks, it chips.
That kind of contradicts his other one, doesn't it?
Which one?
The good design is long lasting, but then again, good design has to also be environmentally friendly. But if it's environmentally friendly, it's not that long lasting. Boom. I chipped it down. And if it is good, long lasting, environmentally friendly, then that's a winner. Get what I mean?
I got you, man.
No,
Anyways.
but that really sucks, and it's more expensive to make something like shittier. So
Okay, next one, number 10.
is that the last one?
The final one. Good design is as little design as possible.
I mean, I feel like
So
that's the
back
whole.
to minimalistic.
I
thing,
feel
right?
like that's he repeated that like 4 times.
Yeah. So what it is that what is he trying to say?
A long-lasting, minimalistic, honest to the consumer, and environmentally safe. Yeah, that's basically it. That's like 4 rules that you need. 4 rules, and he stretches it out to 10.
So that's about it. I mean, damn. Yeah.
But
Whatever. That was Dieter Rams's 10 principles of good design.
But what do you think about all the 10 rules? Do you think it has to be updated, shortened down?
Honestly, man, if you're designing something, I don't know, like just what
Just
can it
go
be?
for it.
Just say
Just-
like what, for instance? Give me an example. Like design
so-
what? Like say
so headphones.
Headphones. All right. I'm working somewhere and they tell me to design headphones. Like they'll tell me, kind of what I guess because headphones are kind of about the sound, right? They're more of the sound quality. So they'll tell you what they're gonna put in the headphones and all that stuff, and like design around that, right?
Yes.
And then I'll try to make the thing as nicely as possible. But I'm not gonna be like if I like you said if I can't use the let's say the real leather on the ear like what's it called this pieces that go over your ear
Earbuds,
like but the over the ear ones
headset,
yeah the headset but you know the I guess what's the piece that goes over your ears and the big headphones
ear
whatever
muffins,
earmuffs ear whatever so like if they tell me like I can't use real leather I have to use the fake what am I gonna say like hey I'm gonna put down the money for the like
That's
you can't if you're working somewhere you can't really follow these principles you know what I mean
that's a whole fact. That's a fact. High
that's what I'm
key.
trying to say man so like
You
this
can't
guy,
do Theater Ram's principles when you're working at a consultancy or you're not working for yourself and you don't have the funds.
even if you're
It
doing,
is impossible. Everything is already like set out. You can only use this certain type of materials and all that. But like for you to make it environmentally safe, your boss doesn't want that.
yeah
I mean, they would want that, but it's gonna cost more, and you're not gonna be able to do that. So,
Yeah.
is it good design? Are we designing good products? We're not.
according to him
According
but who
to
is
him.
this guy you know
It's time for a revolution.
Yeah,
A
this
design. No.
like I'm designing shoes or like something right and they tell me to design a concept whatever and then I do it and then it's like I can't use this real one I gotta use whatever the fake version and then you know like we cannot cater to this guy's 10 principles of design
Like, they're
you know what I mean?
good.
Unless you design something for fun I guess
Like school
yeah,
projects.
school project or like a concept for like IG or a concept for just your personal portfolio so you could showcase what you can think of. But then as soon as you showcase that to where you want to go, if that place is not like a house where it's just about innovation, then you're just going to go like all that stuff was cool to show, but it's not going to be utilized where you're at. So these principles that he's talking
It's
about
not realistic.
people in school, I guess, for people that are making concepts on their free time or people that work at places that really, I guess, follow these 10 principles. Like, because some places probably, like, hold this as, like, a benchmark of what they need to include in their design before, like, I guess, giving it out or doing stuff like that. But you really can't follow these 10 principles in reality.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a fact.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic. Oh yeah, I agree 1000% with you. You can't follow it. It's not realistic. You would need like.
I mean, it's good principles to have, but like anyone could make up rules. You know what I mean? Good design is not expensive. Okay, how you gonna do that? You know what I mean? Good design.
It's long lasting. What do you mean long? He contradicts himself. Long lasting and make it environmentally friendly. That is two totally separate things. I mean, they contradict each other. Something environmentally friendly can't be long lasting. Mm-hmm. Even though it's not realistic, it's definitely something to look forward to. Actually, it's only me talking because Oscar went to go get the laptop charger.
Yeah, it's about to die on us.
Yeah, the laptop's about to die. But yeah, he has a good moral. He has a good heart, thinking about the world. But the world's a very cruel place. Let me tell you about the world. The world doesn't care about us designers. They care about money, and we are exploited with I don't know. I'm just going off on a tangent. I'm just saying that we're the backbone of everything, and we don't get enough credit. But anywho,
anyways,
I feel like we talked too much about the design. I mean, the 10 principles of design. I don't know what I'm saying right now. You charm me.
That's what that episode was. This episode was like we kind of went over that principle, and I mean, you guys heard it. You guys could like look it up and decide for yourselves. But an overall I guess review on it is that. What would you say?
10
I
princ-
said it kind. I already said kind of what I
Alright,
said. Just
yeah,
go
I
off.
agree. The 10 principles are unrealistic, but they're a good benchmark to have.
You can't follow.
You
all
can't
of them.
follow them. You can't follow
can
all
follow
of
some of
them.
them.
You know what? I'm just gonna make up my own 10. I mean, and you don't even need 10. You only need 5. Minimal, long lasting. That's it. Minimal and long lasting
Design.
design.
And at least serves its function.
Oh, always design function over form.
Function.
Form
follows
follows
Oh, yeah.
function. Function. Remember, guys. Function always follows form. No, it's form follows function.
Form follows function.
Uh,
And that's about it.
that's what you only need 3. Minimal form follows function, and be honest with the consumer.
Wait, you just changed it.
I had to tell them.
Do it again. Do it again. This is the 3 creators blueprint principles of design.
Form follows function,
Okay.
minimalistic,
Okay.
and be honest with the consumer. Oh, which one was the one that I said?
Damn it, you're missing so.
Long lasting. Let's make it 4. Long lasting. Form follows function. Honest to the consumer. What's the 4th one?
You guys are hearing this. You guys know it already.
Okay, we're gonna wrap up. Okay, so follow us on Instagram, subscribe to YouTube, listen to us on Spotify, iTunes. We have a Podbean. Follow me on Design by Dennis. Follow Oscar at oscarleva.design.
We're gonna change it soon.
Subscribe to YouTube. I said that already.
View us and also use our hashtag and let us know in our comments or anywhere any topics you guys want us to kind of talk about or any questions.
And also rate us on Spotify, iTunes, and Podbean.
5 stars.
5 stars.
Preferably.
We have three ratings already, 5 stars. Let's get that to 10 by next week.
We're trying to get to 10 by next week.
All right. Take care, stay golden, and know the drugs. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, that's gonna be a full episode just on that.